No, don't worry, we're not making a B-roll video, not yet anyway. But do get yourself an AeroPress because, oh my god, game changer. Have I run out? Today is a well-deserved day off for me, and I'm trying to get into that rhythm of taking days off when I'm meant to. Oh, wait for the kettle. I'm trying to be good. I'm really trying to get into the rhythm of sticking to those days off because I found it, I'll put that down actually. That is something that I found quite difficult starting out as a freelancer. I need to realise that having days off are equally as important as when I'm working, because if you work every day and burn out, then you won't be able to do your job at 100% for when you are working. So it's all about that balance, I think, and that is why I'm determined to give myself a rest today. I thought I'd go a bit more informal on this video. Normally I'm always upstairs in the office, and I've normally got a script and I'm either telling you guys tips or tutorials, things like that. But for this episode, I thought, why not show you a bit of like what my day looks like when I've got a day off. Casually talk about something that took a long time for me to get comfortable doing as a freelance filmmaker, and that is investing in new pieces of equipment, and more importantly, why and when to invest in that kit. I've spent the last 4 years now building up my kit, and right from the start I had a Canon 600D, and I can even remember bragging about when I bought the Nifty 50, which was like 60 quid second hand. But at that point I thought this was really like the first step in terms of developing. And over time I've gradually built that kit up more and more, whether it's a replacement for something that's now considered as outdated, or as a new piece of kit entirely that can open up creative opportunities for me. This year I'm going to continue to add to that collection, but I'm not just going to buy absolutely anything. I need what I invest in to make sense. If that product or investment doesn't make sense to you and your position in your career, there's no point in getting it, because you'll find out that you might spend a heck of a lot of money and not get the full benefits, because something that might even be cheaper or completely different might suit you more. A lot of videos, especially on YouTube at the moment, tend to name things as, you know, is this the perfect camera for you, or is this the perfect light? More often than not in my videos anyway, I always end up concluding that it depends where you are at that point in your development as a filmmaker. For example, the A7S III or the Canon R5, those cameras at the minute have got so much buzz around them. But a lot of people who are using that might have been doing this for 5-10 years. The last thing that I think that people should be doing is getting the absolute best gear and not knowing what to do with it, not doing it correctly, because you're essentially just wasting your money. You might have spent thousands on kit, but then if you don't know how to use it properly or use lighting correctly, you're not going to create the best looking stuff no matter what camera or no matter how expensive that camera is. That 50mm lens that I got for the 600D, and at the time that's all I could afford. I wasn't freelancing, I wasn't earning any additional money from what I was working as a full-time cam op within a production company, but it was a step in the right direction. Fast forward to now, and whilst it might look like I've spent quite a lot recently on kit, and granted I have, this is something that I've been planning for a lot longer than that period. For instance, I didn't actually receive any financial, oh hang on, can't forget that. I probably didn't receive any financial gain from the weddings that I did, probably up until the 20th, 21st wedding. Everything until then was actually paying, let me just put my coffee down. Everything, I'm out of breath. Everything until then was essentially paying off the kit that I'd bought so far. And I just accepted that because I knew that paying that off whilst I could and not get myself in any debt, but more of like a monthly outgoing, was only helping me whilst I was working full time, ready for when I became freelance. Today, my latest investment is a new computer. I won't go into the details of, you know, what's inside it and the features, things like that, but I've decided to talk about this because a few years ago, I wouldn't have even dreamed of spending more money on a computer than an actual camera. I advertise myself more as a cam op than an editor. However, probably due to a combination of lockdown and just general common sense, I realised that I'm going to be spending more time on the computer than the camera itself. I'll be on my computer probably every day, whereas I might only use my camera a few days within a week. Looking at it from that perspective makes me realise that I should put more thought into where I'm spending my money as a filmmaker in general. I need to make sure that I've got everything that will help me do my job to its full extent, or its maximum capacity of what I can achieve. I made a big mistake of buying that a few years ago. On paper it looked like it had the right specs for what I need to do as an editor. Wrong. I thought the size of it would make it nice and portable. Wrong again. Look at that! That's the charger. That is heavier than the laptop I had before. I wanted to you know, go to a cafe and work on scripts. Maybe not to that extent, but you know, I wanted the laptop to be portable, and it's just really not. That completely defeated the purpose of having a laptop over a computer. I'll be honest here, I just genuinely thought that because I've spent £2 grand on a laptop, it'd have everything that I need. I thought the features would be perfect, and I was wrong. I've learned from that experience a few years ago to always research more than you think into what you might buy, especially if it's a big investment. Don't get yourself in any financial difficulty just for the sake of buying some kit. What I do is I take a look at the invoices that might be coming in. By the way, if you can hear birds throughout this video, it's because I live on what's known as a bird estate, and there's just birds in every bush that you walk past around the street. So if you can hear them, sorry. As I was saying, take a look at the invoices that are coming in for that month. Subtract your monthly outgoings as well and see what you have left, and whether that's enough to either buy something outright or maybe pay it across the next few months. But only make sure that you know you can afford it at that time. There are options such as credit cards, but I don't want to go into that because I've done it and it's worked for me, but I don't want to associate credit cards with a way to be successful as a freelance filmmaker. That's not the point. Oh, I can see the van outside. Ah! Oh my god. Now, I've just realised that I've not even done an unboxing on this channel yet before, so this might not even go well, but what's the best way to get one of these out? Side facing up. If you've just joined, no, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh no, it was on its side. I'm just going to finish unboxing it and getting it set up upstairs, and yeah, I'll show you some B-roll in a second. Freelancing is essentially like a business, so you have to have that business cap on whenever making decisions as a freelancer. If you think that it's a beneficial investment, go for it, as long as you know the business, i.e. yourself, can afford that. If you're about to buy something and you're already worrying about, oh, should I have got that? It's probably the wrong decision to have gotten that. You need to make sure and have confidence that whatever you invest in will benefit you down the line. And for me, this computer, I know, will straight away. Not only will improved specs like RAM and using SSDs and stuff make me a quicker editor, but even changing the layout of the room, moving away from the window, will make me focus more on what I'm doing at that point. With the laptop, I could have easily gone downstairs, well, airlifted it downstairs because of the size of it, but took it downstairs and edited some videos on my lap whilst watching TV. To me, and especially during lockdown, I've realised I need to separate the two completely if I'm to make a success of freelancing from a mental capacity as well. Now I've got a workstation that's static, and this is going to be my workhorse for all the work that I do. I know that when I'm sat here, I'll be working, and then as soon as I leave this room, that's my own time that I can do whatever I want. I decided to change rooms for the final bit just because I didn't like the idea of sitting in front of my computer and the screen and things that I've recently bought. Other people watching this might not be in the position at the moment to buy that, so I didn't want to just be sat bragging almost. I didn't like the idea of that. Be savvy with that investment. Will it fulfill your current needs? But also, when looking at buying something new, maybe have a think about whether it can open up a new opportunity in the future to help you progress in your career. And again, going back to the computer, I've not bought that just because I want to have a newer model of something. It's because I know that that specific custom PC will serve me well in terms of what I do as a career and as an editor. Whatever you decide to invest in, whether it's a camera, a lens, a computer, a slider, a gimbal, whatever it is, make sure that that investment is going to help you move in the direction that you want to head in. And for me, this investment today, here we go, now it's looping around. The investment of this computer is getting me back on track to getting to where I want to go. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's very different to my normal videos. The other ones were always scripted and I don't really go off tangent. This one has just been a bit of a, whatever comes in the head I'll talk about. The reason I've done this personally is because I want to start heading out more. So as lockdown's easing, I'll be able to go out, and I want to make sure that I'm confident, in front of a camera without a script. This is, if anything, a trial period for me vlogging. So we'll see how it turns out. But in the meantime, guys, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you like this video. If you don't like this video, check out my other videos because they are very different. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video.